Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving deep into what looks like a game-changing month in the story of Pi Network. We're working off a really fascinating report from September of 2025, and believe me, it was packed with updates that could seriously reshape the entire project. And it really all comes down to this one single question. For years, so many of you have been tapping that button on your phone, right? But has the project finally made the leap from being a long-term promise to something, well, real, something you can actually use? Let's dig in. So the basis for this whole explainer is a super detailed report that covers a whole series of massive updates that all happened in September 2025. We're talking about huge changes to the underlying tech, real-world partnerships, and what looks like a brand new direction for the whole thing. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the core technology upgrades, the nuts and bolts. Then, we'll see how those upgrades are supposed to let people actually use their Pi. After that, we'll check out the key partnerships connecting Pi to the wider world. And finally, we'll get into the project's big idea, focusing on utility over just speculation. Okay, let's get right into it. Section 1, a new tech foundation. Because let's be real, without a solid, powerful, and accessible core, none of the other cool stuff can even happen. So the big one, the absolute cornerstone of all this, is something called Protocol v23. And this is not just some little patch or a minor tweak. No, this is a fundamental upgrade to the whole system based on Stellar Core, and it's designed to give the network a serious boost in pretty much every way. And wow, this chart really shows you the night and day difference. Before, the network was pretty limited, but after Protocol v23, it can handle smart contracts. That means developers can actually build decentralized apps, or dApps, right on the Pi network. The network goes from being kind of slow to handling up to 1,000 transactions in a single block. It's a total game changer, infrastructure-wise. Next up is something that tackles a problem that, let's be honest, has been a huge pain point: getting verified. You know, the whole KYC thing. It used to be that new users had to go through 30 mining sessions before they could even apply. Well, this new fast-track KYC system uses AI to just get rid of that wait time. And what's the result? Well, it means new people, the pioneers, can get their mainnet wallet and access the entire Pi ecosystem from day one. This is a huge deal for bringing new people on board. I mean, removing that kind of barrier is absolutely crucial if you want mass adoption. So we've got the new tech foundation, but, great tech is one thing. What can you actually do with it? That's what this next section is all about. We're shifting from just mining Pi to actually using Pi. This is where it gets really interesting. Okay, so get this. On September 23rd, 2025, something pretty historic happened. Pi became the very first token to ever be listed on a platform called Payochain. And Payochain is all about mobile blockchain adoption. This was a massive step into a real, functioning marketplace. So, what does this actually mean for you, the user? Well, for starters, it means you can buy, sell, and trade your Pi right inside an app. It means you can start using that Pi to buy stuff for actual, real-world activities. This is what turns Pi from just a number you're collecting on your phone into a currency you can actually transact with. All right, check out this number, 160,000 Pi. Now, what do you think that is? It's not the number of users or transaction amount or anything like that. It's actually a pot of money designed to kickstart the whole ecosystem. Yep, that's the prize pool for the 2025 Pi Hackathon. Think about it. They're basically putting their money where their mouth is. They're giving away a ton of Pi to get developers excited about building useful, practical apps on the new network. It's a direct investment in making the ecosystem something real. Okay, so the tech is getting a serious upgrade, and we're starting to see the first real ways to use Pi. Now, let's talk about how the project is connecting with the rest of the world. This section is all about opening doors through some really strategic partnerships. All right, here's another number that really got people talking: $16 million. And look, the number itself is big, but the story behind it, that's where things get really, really interesting. It's all about the connections. Okay, so let me connect the dots for you here, because this is a big one. That $16 million, that was an investment from a company called YZ Labs. They invested it into another company, SIG Protocol. And guess what? Pi Network announced a strategic partnership with SIG Protocol. So why is this a huge deal? Well, YZ Labs, that's the investment arm of Binance, the biggest crypto exchange in the world. For a lot of people, that connection is a massive signal of future credibility. And this isn't just a one-off thing. They're pushing on multiple fronts at once. You've got the Sign Protocol deal for things like verified credentials. Then they became a gold sponsor at Token 2049, which is a massive crypto conference in Singapore. And on top of that, they integrated with OnRamp.money, which lets people in over 60 countries buy Pi with their local cash. Okay, so with all this momentum, all these new partnerships and potential listings, you'd think it would be all about the price, right? Well, that brings us to our final section, which is all about the project's laser focus on utility and its attempt to build a real economy instead of just a speculative market. So just to give you a little context, here's where the price was at back in September 2025, according to the report. It was floating around 27 cents, with some important technical levels at 25 cents on the low end and 40 cents on the high end. But here's the twist. It really looks like the project itself is actively trying to get people to stop focusing so much on the price. And the biggest clue? It's a planned stablecoin that comes with some really strict rules. And this table just lays it all out. You see the daily and monthly limits for converting to fiat, but the real kicker is that bottom row. Trading? Not allowed. The whole point is to use it for real stuff, making payments, converting to cash, not for playing the market. It's a tool for utility, not speculation. And really, this quote from the report we've been looking at sums up the whole strategy. It says Pi Network is emphasizing real use, a community of verified users, and the gradual development of infrastructure. The end goal, it seems, is mass adoption of crypto as a tool, not just as a trading chip. Which, of course, leaves us with the million-dollar question, or maybe the multi-million Pi question. September 2025 was obviously a huge month. But did all of this, the tech, the partnerships, the rules, did it actually build a real working economy, or is it